back to another video. So today we're back here for another mansion build, and today we're going to go ahead and create this country mansion. So if you'd like to go ahead and download this for yourself, it is up on the gallery now. My origin ID is RealThomasTV1, and I will go ahead and put a download link in the description to the online gallery of this build if that's an easier way for you to go ahead and download it. So like I said, this is called a country mansion and it does have 4 bedrooms. The number of bathrooms I can't actually remember because I did record this back in the beginning of March, and this was actually supposed to go up last Sunday, but we did end up uploading the country colonial mansion, and so I kind of had planned the country one to go up, this one, and I guess it's just because both of the titles start with country, so I just went with the other one. And then after I'd finished the voiceover and uploaded it, like just kind of, you know, got it uploaded on like scheduled and stuff, I was looking at it, I was like, oh, this is the wrong mansion build for this week. But then I was like, you know what, there's nothing wrong with it because you're just going to see this one this week, so you know, here we are. And yeah, so this is actually built on a 50 by 50 lot in Willow Creek, and like I said, it does have 4 bedrooms, but the number of bathrooms, if you go to the gallery, it will have the correct amount there. It's just that this was recorded such a long time ago, I can't really remember. Now what I do is, for the number of bedrooms, is that I just look through the screenshots in my like project file here as I'm doing this voiceover, but I don't take screenshots of the bathrooms because they're all the same, so that's why I don't know how many bathrooms there are. But it really doesn't matter, to be honest. Anyway, so this home I actually really like. So in the backyard area, we do have one of those sort of like guest house things which I change into a study. Now, it sounds a little bit odd, like a guest house as a study, like an external building as a study. It doesn't really sound right, but I actually have been doing a little bit more recently because I noticed, and I've said this in the last couple of voiceovers as well, but I noticed that a lot of people in, I don't know if it's like elsewhere in the world, but at least in the UK, I've seen a lot where people kind of make this like little modern sort of looking shed extension thing to like in the backyard area, and make that into like an office like study space sort of thing. So that's what I've been doing, because what it means is that I can actually kind of get an extra bedroom in where the study would be in the main part of the house and just make that into a bedroom instead. So that's kind of what I've been doing recently. But sometimes I do make the guest house into a separate bedroom, just kind of depends on the theme and stuff. So I'm actually recording this voiceover on the 29th of March. I think this is going up on the 31st, and that's actually when the clocks change in the UK, because if you don't know, like the Europe and elsewhere in the world, the times change differently for some reason. And then later today I do actually have a collab with Barry Sims coming up, well, that would have passed for you, but it's later today for me. So I really hope you like that build. It was a base game one, and it's kind of weird talking about it because it hasn't gone up yet. Anyway, so yeah, we did a base game sort of mansion for that, on the same lot actually, I believe. Was it the same lot? I can't even remember. Yeah, I think it was. So that's coming up, well, past for you. So I really hope you enjoyed that. Base game builds are sometimes a little bit challenging, and I kind of talked about the kind of challenging aspects of base game builds in that video, so I won't like repeat myself, but you know, just saying that though, but base game builds are really kind of fun to do because they kind of are, and I said this as well in the video, so you know what, I'm just not going to talk about it because I'm going to end up repeating myself. Anyway, so we're just working on this little kind of guest house area sort of thing, which I did go ahead and change into the study. But if you don't, I've kind of been thinking about this, and I've mentioned this a couple of times in my speed builds, because I know sometimes when I do kind of builds like this, they may not have a lot of bedrooms, and that's just because I end up kind of focusing on other things that I kind of end up not having a lot of space for a lot of bedrooms. So you know, what you could do, if you're not really bothered about having like a separate room for the study and like the computer room and stuff, or like just a computer desk, you could put that computer desk like maybe in like a space in the hallway or something, and then actually go ahead and change that kind of guest house thing into a actual like another bedroom. So that's another option, and I have actually been mentioning some alternatives you can do in my builds recently. So see if you need like another bedroom or something, I kind of mention, okay, you could maybe put an extra bedroom here or something. And yeah, so now we're actually just working on the landscaping. Now the landscape today is slightly different, and you probably can't really notice what's different about it, but what I actually did is that I always start off my landscaping with those base game plants. They're called like the low-lying yellow flower plants, I believe. They're just those really kind of basic looking green sort of plants. I don't even know what you would describe them as really, but you probably know what I mean because I literally start off my landscaping with that all the time, and I know a lot of people do. But what I did differently here is actually not use those and actually just put the plants like here, as you can see, without that base. And I don't normally do that because I feel like sometimes it looks odd when you can see all the dirt train paint underneath and not as much, and that green plant kind of just adds a bit more sort of lushness to it, if that's the right word. So I just wanted to kind of try it out and see what it looks like without it. I have done it in the past before, but I just wanted to try it again. It actually kind of looked kind of nice, so that's what we did there. And sorry, I just hit my pop filter there. I always used to do that when I'm talking, because I talk with my hands a lot. I notice that when I do voiceovers. I don't really do it in real life, but when I'm talking in the voiceover, I always talk with my hands, which is weird. Anyway, so what I always end up used to doing was like just smacking my pop filter by accident, and it would make a really loud noise on the voiceover sometimes. So I've just done that for the first time in ages. Anyway, so we're just working on one of the bedrooms here. Now I don't know if that one is the master, I can't even remember, but looking at it, it could be, because it does have an ensuite bathroom and a little fireplace there. So I'll leave that up to you to decide though, because a lot of the, well, I'm not going to kind of repeat this again, but you know how I kind of do rooms neutrally in my builds, so there's not really, you know, any specific theme to any of my builds, so really any of them could be the master bedrooms. I kind of just leave that up to you. But if one of them has like a fireplace, or if one of them has like an ensuite bathroom, I kind of more look towards that as being the master, but I don't even know if it matters, to be honest. Anyway, so we're just working on the kitchen now. Now, looking back at this kitchen, I kind of think that maybe I went with the wrong colour choice, because a lot of the colour swatches I used in the house are a bit more lighter, and then we've kind of got this very dark coloured, you know, kitchen, which I don't know if that looks that right, but you know, saying that, a lot of times people kind of update particular areas of the house. Like for example, in our house, it was a new build house back in like 10 years ago, so you know how it was all done and stuff, but you know, in the last couple of years we have updated like the kitchen and the bathrooms and stuff, so those don't like match the original house, if that makes sense. So maybe this kitchen here was actually just recently renovated, and that's why it's completely different from what it looks like it would fit in the house, if that makes sense, and what you may think would fit in the house. So I don't know if that makes sense or not, but if you want to change the colour swatches, then that's fine. I'm also in like a very rambly mood today for some reason. I kind of just noticed that. I mean, I suppose I kind of am in most of my voiceovers, but today kind of more so. Might be because it's very hot outside today, which is, well, I kind of want to say that's nice, but to be honest, I'm not really that bothered about hot weather. I think it's because I have hay fever, and so like every summer for me is like ruined, and I just cannot really go outside if it's like a really, like a day which is like high in pollen. So that's probably why I'm not really that fond of the heat, but it's kind of nice sometimes when it's been like all dark and stuff. But you know, I don't really mind the rain that much. I mean, when I'm outside it's not that nice, but if I'm just in the house that day when it's rainy and like not so good weather outside, like it's just kind of nice. And I don't really know why, but I know some people are also like that, but it sounds really odd. Anyway, so we're just working on another bedroom here, and I'm actually using the wallpapers that we got in the Caribbean update, I think it was, a few months ago, and I actually really like it because of that kind of leafy sort of colour swatch to it. It's a little bit different, so I kind of combine it with the plainer colour swatches and then use the leafy colour swatch as a feature wall whenever I'm using that particular kind of wallpaper there, and I don't really know if I don't think that one has an ensuite bathroom, so I'm still kind of in my mind at the minute, still got that first bedroom that I said is the master, but that one that we're just working on there did have a sort of like a why can't I think of the name? Like a little seating area. I don't know what word I'm trying to find, but like a little seating area with one of those little sort of coffee tables that are from the miscellaneous menu of the services that we got from Get Together. You know how it's like loads of those? I use one of those as a coffee table. So this room right here is actually just kind of the dining room. I actually noticed right now that if you watched last week's mansion build, this room right here where the dining room is looks pretty much identical to the one last week. I mean, it's not identical, but it is a little bit similar in terms of how it's laid out. But anyway, so that's what we're doing here, and again I'm going to go ahead and put a piano in because I feel like those just fit really nicely with kind of more formal dining rooms and stuff, and I kind of pretty much do it every single time there is a like a big dining room like this, or just in a mansion in general, because I feel like it's a very kind of more luxurious thing, and it's a mansion, it kind of fits well, so that's what I did there. And we're just going around doing a little bit more stuff on the exterior here, like normal, kind of just switch around, just kind of do things in random orders just to keep things a little bit more interesting for the speed build, and also to keep it more interesting for me as I'm building it. So we're on the pool area here as well. And I've done this thing recently where I've made the pools a little bit more interesting by kind of doing a little bit of a funny design there. I mean, it's not that interesting, but I mean, compared to normal, and just putting some, you know, that, I want to say ivy, it's not ivy, I can't even think what it is, that pond stuff I put in, and also a little kind of fountain thing in the middle. And what else we're doing? Oh, putting some trees in. For some reason, I don't put the trees in that often in the speed build video for some reason. I don't know why I do that, but you got to see them today. Nothing too special about it though. And then there is also a little greenhouse area, but that's on the side of the house because there wasn't really the space for it in the main part of the garden, so I went ahead and put that kind of outside of the garden space. So now we're working on this like little study room sort of thing that was on about earlier. So I just went ahead and put the desk in there, and also there was kind of like 2 little chairs as if it's like a meeting room or something. So maybe, you know, the sim that lives here is in the business career or something. I actually do that quite a lot by putting like the 2 chairs on the other side of the desk. And it's something that I've seen in pictures before, like in real life, but also as well, a good thing about it is that if you kind of have like a blank space in the middle of the room that you're not really too sure what to do with, that kind of just fills up the space a little bit in the room. So if you have a problem with that, then maybe try that in the study. But I know sometimes the studies are like really small, so I suppose that is actually kind of a big one there in that room. And then we're just working on this sort of like gazebo area. It's just sort of like the outdoor kind of dining space, I suppose. And I just put a few little extra things on there. And then this is one of the porches. I don't really do that much with the porches. I find them kind of a weird thing to decorate because sometimes you can do too much and then sometimes you don't really decorate it a lot. But, you know, I don't really decorate a lot and I think it looks okay. Just kind of got the necessities on there. There's actually like 2 or 3 porches in this build, I think, because it's like a side one, the back, and then the front. And yeah, so we're just working on another bedroom here. Again, nothing too special about it, but I just kind of have a darker colour scheme. I actually think that this room is a little bit more formal, I guess you could call it. I don't really know why you would describe it as that, but it does have like the cats and dogs wallpaper, which I think kind of makes you think of that, or maybe it's just a little bit more traditional, I suppose is a better word. And that room is actually kind of small, so what you could do, another kind of alternative if you want to switch things up in this build, is actually make that room the kind of brown one that we're just working on into the study, because it is like a small size, and then maybe make the guest house into like an actual guest house. And yeah, so we're just working on this room, which is actually just like a secondary living room. It's actually a new day now that I'm doing this voiceover on. I started it yesterday on the 29th, but then I kept getting interrupted and I just didn't have the chance to come back to the voiceover until today, the 30th. But anyway, so like I was just saying about that living room, I kind of put some other little things in, such as those activity tables from Get Together, because I feel like adding those type of things in is just really good just to have other activities in the house, because I feel like sometimes your Sims can get kind of bored, and I'm that type of player that doesn't really like to travel that often for some reason. I don't really know why, so having those kind of things are good to kind of like, you know, just have more things to do in the house itself without having to travel. Anyway, so we're just working on one of the bedrooms here. Again, this is kind of like a purpley theme. I know I am like way overusing this, but I just love how it looks so much, and it just has a really kind of cozy feel to it, I think. So I'm just kind of using it a little bit too much until it comes like a real problem, then I'll choose another colour swatch to go for. It was actually, I don't know if you've been following my channel for a while, but I did actually use red way too much, and actually people started commenting about it, so I was like, okay, I definitely have to stop using red. So I noticed since then I haven't even came back to red for some reason. I don't really know why, but maybe I'll do that soon. Anyway, so just working on a little bit more of the landscaping, again, just like I said earlier, just to kind of switch things up. And then we've got this little garage area here, which is actually attached to the house on the side. Most times when I do garages, I just kind of actually do like a separate room, like separate from the main part of the house, and do it like that. But this one's actually attached to the house. And again, like normal, I have made it into a gym because I feel like those are a little bit more of like a practical space, I suppose, of garages. So that's what I did there. And yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed. I'm going to leave you here with the screenshots in the comment section down below. Let me know about what you thought of this build. If you have any more suggestions for other builds or mansions or anything else you want to see on the channel next, that'd be really helpful to hear. Leave a like, share and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!